did you get to pay it off with no interest? If the answer is no, back in the pocket. If the answer is yes, then you can go ahead and spend it. And money is important in a marriage, and it's also the biggest nemesis in a marriage. So you got to know where it's coming from, you got to know where it's going to go, and you got to decide who's going to pay all the bills and take care of it. And whoever does that's got to make sure their spouse has enough for their needs. There's no, honey, can I have some money today for a hairdo? None of that begging. He'll say, honey, do you have enough for your needs today? And vice versa. You tell him that same thing. If you'll stay on the same page on money, you'll have few or no arguments. And we don't like arguments in marriages. And there's one other little thing. He's had a bad day at the office. I call the office or work. I don't know what field you in.
Engineer.
Engineer, okay, I should have known that. And I call the office where I worked. So he's having a bad day at the office. He comes home chipping a little bit at you. Maybe quite a little bit. What you do, you can't talk back. You gotta lock your lips, throw away the key and listen. And if he doesn't kind of simmer down as soon as you think he ought to, you can slip out in the kitchen and bake him his favorite pie or cake. You know what that is, don't you? The way to a man's heart, right down through here. Okay, we got that straight. Well, all right. You're going to come home happy as a lark at things at work, and she's had a bad hairdo day and she's a chipping. What do? Same thing. You can't talk back. You lock your lips, throw away the key, and listen. And if she don't kind of simmer down as soon as you think she ought to, you're not going out to the kitchen, I don't think. Most men won't, or don't. But you can go out and wash the car, mow the lawn. What I'm saying is learn to give each other some space. Sometimes we need it. We don't want to be talked to, we just upset and so on, and so we get over it. You can't go to bed at night and go to sleep with either one of you upset. You have to resolve it. When it's resolved, then you kiss and make up. Then you can turn over and go to sleep. You'll wake up every morning as happy as you are today. Guaranteed. The bottom line in this whole thing is you can't both be angry at the same time. If she's angry, you're not. You're angry, she's not. Just give each other some space. And looking at your age, I'd say at least 30 years of marriage. Maybe you can get more than that, but but you got to outlive it. Is what you got to do.
You can double that.
You can double that. All right. Make that your goal. All right, Kevin, if you'll take this little maid by the right hand to right hand. There you go. He knows which hand that is. It's because he, all the time. That's why I didn't test him. Kevin Michael Daly, you take Karen Kelly by the right hand and token of covenant you're now to enter into with her, to become her husband, her companion, and her friend. You receive her to be your wife, to love her, honor her, and cherish her. You hereby promise to observe all laws, obligations, and covenants pertaining to this holy state of matrimony, and this you do in the presence of God and all of these witnesses and of your own free will and choice. Do you?
I do.
Okay. Karen, you take Kevin by the right hand, token covenant you're now to enter into with him, to become his wife, his companion, and his friend. You receive him to be your husband, to love him, honor him, and cherish him. You hereby promise to observe all laws, obligations, and covenants pertaining to this holy state of matrimony, and this you do in the presence of God and all of these witnesses and of your own free will and choice. Do you?
I do.
Okay. All right, before I make pronouncements, I give them both a test, and here it is. And this guy ought to know because I saw which hand he wrote with. You get the ring on the right finger of the right hand, and it's got to fit. And you get to go first, Kevin.
This one?
Very good. We'll give him A+. Hardly any wiggle there. Okay. All right, Karen, it's your turn.
Wait, don't do that to me. Is he allowed to do that?
Right now he is, but a little later he isn't. Okay. A+ for that. All right, both hands to both hands. Okay. Wedding rings are a symbol. It tells the whole world that he's yours and nobody else. It tells the whole world that you're his and nobody else. They're made out of precious metal, so as you look at your ring each day, you think how precious you are to each other. You're the number ones in this family. Everybody else are number twos. By the power and authority in me vested through and by the law of the state of Utah, I pronounce you Kevin and Karen, husband and wife, throughout your mortal lives. Now you may kiss the bride. Okay, this is made out in 2 copies, and there's 3 of us involved. One of us is going to be kind of left out. Do you know who that's going to be? I got to look you in the eye. You get to answer that question.
Me.
I told you he was a keeper. We give this to the bride because she'll take better care of it. And she'll share it with you. And I'll take this down and record you. Okay, face your people. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the new Mr. and Mrs. Daly. You gonna greet him right here?
Thank you very much.
You gonna greet him right here or
I don't
later?
know what we're doing.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of moseying off here.
Here, I'll figure.
Well, there won't be much of a line, but I'd like mothers and fathers to come first, then grandpas and grandmas.
We're going straight to children.
Okay.
Figuratively.
Okay, you guys